Hello everyone, this is Chichi Dagagowariso, aka the Storybook Lady, as I like to call myself, aka Blossom Kids Corner, and you are welcome back. To all our returning subscribers, I want to say a big thank you very much for your usual patronage, and to everyone that is listening or watching this video, I want to give you all a very big thumbs up and to say thank you very much for visiting our page. Today we're going to be talking about how to encourage your kids to do business. It's a topic that so many people feel might be too early to talk about, but it is very, very necessary that we actually have this conversation in spite of the way things are going now, the way the world is turning out now. Our kids need to learn how to start making money early, learn how to become independent in order to survive in our ever-changing world. So first of all, we're going to talk about how to encourage our children's business ideas. Are your children bored easily? Do they easily get bored? Do they like to create or invent things and come to you to try to buy them? Or do they love games like Monopoly, which involves buying and selling, or always wanting to prompt monetary issues? Then your children might you might really have an entrepreneur in the making. So what kind of benefits do such children or such entrepreneurial spirits have? First of all, they have freedom because it gives them control over their own future. It gives a sense of accomplishment, because when kids love helping others, then they see their ideas put into use. Whenever maybe you have a child who loves to create, like my daughter likes to make beads, when you encourage them to make their beads and they say, okay, make them, I'll sell them, or I'll present them to people, it makes them feel accomplished. Then it also teaches them how to be resilient, because they tend to bounce back and then develop their strengths after a mistake or what they seem to be a mistake. It also teaches discipline, because it takes a lot to create, to balance the budget, to market or sell an idea, manage time, to build workflow, and also relationships. So it will help them to build discipline, intelligence, and creativity. And then it also helps them to learn to take smart risks. When you start encouraging your children's business ideas, they learn to take risks in everything, smart ones too. Being a business person actually involves taking risks. So you can't just venture into a business and expect to make profit all the way. Sometimes you make losses, sometimes you make lots of gains, sometimes you make lots of losses. But the ability to invest in a business that you believe in, even if you haven't seen the dividends yet, actually takes a lot. And when you learn to encourage your children's business ideas, they learn to take those kind of very smart risks. And then finally, it also helps them to think independently, because they learned how to think up ideas, money-making ideas on their own. It actually helps them to become independent very, very early. So how do we get our children to start business? Now, that's the main business of the day. First of all, consider their strengths and their weaknesses. What do I mean? According to Cameron Harold, we need to look at what our kids naturally are good at. Okay? They should learn the skills they need to start. Like kids who are highly creative should be encouraged to do business. Also look at their weaknesses and approach it the right way, which can help them to become excellent entrepreneurs. Sometimes those things that they see as weaknesses, if you're able to help them harness the strength out of those weaknesses, it will actually help them become a better person, widen their circle of friends. Their reputations are built and shaped by the people they spend time with, and also character and values. So connect them with people who will shape their dreams and make them believe that their dreams are possible, and will encourage and support those ideas as they grow. So you need to monitor the kind of circle of friends your children keep. If your children are people who love to do business, as much as possible, introduce them to your business friends. Let them have an idea of business meetings. Let them have an idea of what it means to execute a contract. Let them start start early to know all these business terminologies, and they can only learn that when they are amongst the right set of people. Teach them how to set goals. Start by talking to your child about something they like and they want to achieve. Work with them to create a step-by-step plan to make their goal a reality. You shouldn't just tell them you need to know how to set goals. You need to set goals for yourself, but you need to help them to build it step by step, because one step leads to another, and then that's how they grow. So help them to create a plan in order to help to make their goals a reality. And the research has shown that 70% of people who wrote down their goals had them achieved. So encourage to have a daily diary or a journal or something where they write out those ideas. Sometimes an idea, a light bulb might just spark in their heads, and they might not know exactly how to package it well. But once they write it down, they would not forget. And then after some time, the ideas to build on that idea will actually come to them. Teach them how to handle failure. Each time your child tries something and he or she doesn't succeed, talk to them about what happened and what went wrong. Let them know how where they learned, what's wrong they did, and how to bounce back or how to get back at that incident, that thing that they failed at. So teach them how to handle failure, all right? So each time your child tries something and he or she doesn't succeed, talk to them about what happened and help them to learn from that mistake. Let them know that when life throws stones at you, use those stones as stepping stones to rise above the situation, and not let those stones not become stones that will crush you, but instead let them become stepping stones upon which you will use to rise to a better height or a higher position. Help them to learn from their experiences and know how to start again, all right, so that they avoid making such mistakes in future. Then help them to identify their needs and opportunities. Teach them to look for solutions instead of simply lamenting at a problem. Teach them to be observant and look for needs, and help them to brainstorm different ways that they could meet a particular need. Definitely, there is not only one solution to a problem. There are lots of solutions, so we don't need to always follow the same route. Everybody can actually think up different routes to a particular solution. And the idea of business is actually solving a need. So if they are able to devise a different method to solving a general need, then they've actually started doing business. Force them to find a way. If you want to push your kid to stand on their own feet, make sure that it is their only option. They will learn to rely on their own creativity and determination instead of taking the easy route. So help them know that they have it in them to find a way out of that situation. Let them know that for them to be able to survive this business, it has to be by their own idea. Irrespective of the fact that as a parent, it's always advisable for you to encourage them, maybe help them, give them capital to start. But let them know that this capital I'm giving to you is the only money you're going to get from me. So you have to learn or think up ways to make your business survive on its own. At most, as a parent or as a guardian or as a mentor, what you can do is to support them with ideas, suggestions on how not to make mistakes, but don't keep running. Don't give them the opportunity that they can run back to you when the business goes south. Teach them about money. Instead of just giving them money, encourage them to look for what needs to be done and the how to do that thing. This teaches them to spot opportunities and solve problems, and also build their negotiation skills. You need to teach them to save money. Having impulse control and developing the patience to save up for something they desire are important for managing not only business finances but also personal finances. In the course of this video, I'm going to be sharing with you what I call a chore chart, which is a way children can actually save up money. Some parents, like when we were growing up in my family, my mom used to give us stipends or pocket money every week, and we all had our piggy banks. So we can actually encourage that for our children if you feel your children are responsible enough to handle money. And I will share a chore chart which your children can actually use to save up or encourage themselves on how to save money, how to hold back money, know when they need money, when they should spend money, how they should keep the money, And also there's also the chart that states, remember in one of my videos I talked about having consequences for your actions. So let's say if you're supposed to do dishes and maybe your stipend for the week is 15 naira, I can say, okay, for the fact you didn't do dishes on Monday, I'm going to take out 5 naira. So you know that at the end of the week, because you didn't do dishes on Monday, you're going to get 45 naira instead of 50 naira. That way you will not forget to do dishes. So some people actually use that kind of reward system in their homes to encourage their children to do chores and also encourage them to save. It serves a dual purpose. It helps them to start getting used to handling money, knowing consequences of their actions, and also being able to save for certain items that they need. Talk to them about marketing. It's important that your child understands what marketing is and how to use it in business. Sometimes you can actually show them some interesting adverts and ask them what interests them in the ad so that they understand the concept of marketing. Let them explain to you how that advert is going to sell the product and how it's going to reach out or convince the audience, the people that are watching it, or the people for whom that advert was created. That way they will understand what marketing, the effect that marketing has on a business. Then finally, foster their creativity. Teach them how to be creative. Let them learn to tell you imaginative stories. That way you build their creativity. No matter how silly the story is, a chicken was riding in a Lamborghini and a duckling was flying an aeroplane, but it actually teaches them to be imaginative. It helps their mind it broadens their mind so that they now learn how to think wide and far. And then the last but not the least, teach them how to ask for help. Once they are able to ask for help when they need it, it makes them a better entrepreneur. Every businessman actually doesn't do it on his own, cannot do it on his own, needs to ask for help from those who are better than him, needs to ask for help from those who are financially buoyant than he is. So when your child is able to learn how to ask for help, then you are sure that you have actually groomed an entrepreneur. And then teach them how to communicate effectively. Let your children learn how to communicate effectively, because in the world of business you actually relate with people from all walks of life. And if you're not able to communicate properly, then you're not a business person, because you should be able to speak to the rich, convince them to buy your product. You should be able to speak to the poor to convince them also to buy your product. And those are two different classes of people, two different types of language, body, everything. So you have to learn how to communicate effectively, and then let them learn how to give thanks. A grateful person is actually a good businessman. Businessmen are not supposed to be shrewd and arrogant and stingy, even though you want your business to do well, but you have to learn how to be grateful. And there are certain ways that you can actually teach children how to be grateful. Let them shop, buy, and share. When they buy stuff, let them learn to share. Whenever at certain points in time, let them learn to declutter and donate. It actually helps them to appreciate people better. They should learn to volunteer in their spare time. Everything mustn't always be paid for. Sometimes they can actually render free services. It's called volunteering. And then they should write notes of appreciation to people sometimes. Teach them to say thank you, especially from family, not only family, from as much as possible. Let them learn to say thank you. They should appreciate every moment. And also, we as parents should practice what we preach. So if you're teaching your child and you are a spendthrift, then your child does not understand how he or she has to be frugal in his business. So in as much as you want your child to become a better person, in as much as you want your child to be an entrepreneur, to learn how to be an independent individual over time, but we as parents, the onus lies on us to make them what we want them to be. So this is all we have for today. I want to see your reactions in the comment section, and please don't forget to subscribe, give this video a big thumbs up, and also share. Once again, this is Chichi Dagogo Ariso, aka the Storybook Lady, as I like to call myself, aka Blossom Kids Corner, and I am signing out.